Experiencing Wells for the first time was truly an adventure. For one, we actually drove all the way there from York. We walked a famous pier, played on the beach, and then we discovered probably one of the most beautiful places we've ever been to in our whole lives.
Can you not hear me?
Not very well. Things do look very green here.
We're actually going to exit on the right this time.
Yeah, we can go up this way. Tight driving, but this is both 2-lane.
This is, yeah, this one and this one.
Yeah. There's the ocean though. Alright, explain what you just did.
Well, she didn't get on the film, but that was the third time I've ever in my life parallel parked. This was a big parking spot or whatever, but
yes.
Yeah.
It's still just for one.
So real fast, a recap. We just made it to Wells. We just had Mackie D's, Mackers. I've never seen one of these in a restaurant.
This is a double-decker McDonald's. Oh, look at that. They got chargers on the table. Plop your phone down.
Oh no, the case. Oh, it's charging.
Here's your soda.
Thank you.
Now you got the Big Mac.
But also, this car, the whole time driving, it has a lot of safety features because I think it's new. So like if you're too close to the edges, it literally will pull the steering wheel, which I really dislike as a feature. I kind of understand it. You know, kind of felt like I didn't have the complete control of the car. And then you have to have 2 hands on the steering wheel.
Otherwise it'll beep.
Which is fine, but I normally drive like this. So it's like, unless there's enough pressure, it will still beep. So it's constantly beeping. So that was very annoying, but the car drove very well. It's a pretty nice car. And we made it to Wells.
And I think we're in a good parking spot.
And we made it safe.
I do believe our hotel is just one of these buildings right here.
We had 2 people honk at us. Very minor mistakes. And we made it safely, and that's what matters.
And there's the ocean. Got like a carnival thing on the pier. Kind of cool.
Like this is always here.
Immediately the view from on the pier was pretty cool of the ocean. We didn't end up going on any of the rides. Look at Lego people.
Oh really?
Yeah. They're like the collectible. So if it's 12 pounds for all 6, that's not bad.
Yeah, it was the whole set, yeah. You have the big guy from Toy Story.
Huh. Interesting. It wasn't too busy, but there were quite a lot of people still on the pier. They had a lot of cool shops. A lot of vintage things, I would say.
I love the old music like that, it's so silly.
Uh-huh.
Oh, ding dong, yeah.
You're a ding-dong daddy.
It's really nice here.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't smell too much like too fishy or anything.
Well, that's kind of like how Edinburgh was too, though. Edinburgh didn't have that super
salty,
fishy, salty smell. The tide was really low. And no, I didn't wear the glasses to look cool. I wore them to keep the sun out of my eyes.
But you also looked cool. I feel like most of the rides were geared toward little kids. It was a very long pier though. It took a good amount of time just to walk from one end to the other.
I'm pretty sure this was like the first view of the Welsh Mountains that we saw. That was really cool to see.
You can really see how much the wind picked up by the time we got to the end of the pier. We were a lot higher off the water than I expected. But again, I think it was low tide.
Guess I see some pretty good down there.
So that pier? That looks like a jellyfish.
No, it's definitely seaweed.
But look at it.
All over.
There could be a lot of jellyfish. It's actually quiet here because the wind isn't that strong.
I was just gonna say, like, we just got here in Wells and I really regret that we're only gonna be here one day.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful here. The ocean, the mountains. I didn't quite expect that. Like, Scotland had a little bit, but this is just beautiful here.
You're beautiful here.
Well, no. Really, really glad we came.
Me too.
I forget what we were gonna do, but we almost didn't come here and saw it.
We almost went straight to Snowdonia instead of hitting the beach first. I'm really glad we hit the beach because we don't see the ocean very often. So.
Yeah, this is only our 3rd time.
For you.
So.
But yeah.
I think we're gonna go down on the beach, check out the ocean a little bit.
Seagulls tend to like dive bomb you, it looks like. I think the tide is definitely coming in. Looks like it's raised since we've been here. Ooh.
You filming?
Yeah.
Oh, you can smell fish now.
Ooh. Smells like the ocean.
This feels like it's very old.
I feel like I'm very old. You and finding all the weak jointed things. Ah yes, another shell to add to my collection of souvenirs.
Which apparently you're not supposed to do.
What?
Yeah, it wasn't a very welcoming beach. It was very hard to walk on.
Yes, it was all rocks. And caves. Ethan? I think he went in without me. That brat. He's always starting things without me and not letting me join in on the fun. So I gotta walk carefully and mind my step. It was getting dark. Dang. Steep. Let's see. You guys have a flashlight?
Daniel, don't come back!
What are you doing back here?
It's way too muddy.
Oh, watch out for the spikes. Look at that.
Yeah.
Way too muddy.
This is like a tunnel for Indiana Jones. So not so exciting.
Oh, my shoes are caked.
Yeah,
Did you step in mud?
Yeah, I'll have to wash them in the water.
I just heard a squish. The sounds of the cave are emerging. Oh my gosh, your shoes.
I'll have to wash them.
Oh my gosh, how'd you get so wet?
And the color of that mud is really bizarre.
So it was. I think it is a cave. It like goes back. I think there's some plumbing, so I think this tunnel might be man-made.
I was gonna say, it's most definitely a cave.
It's hard to, but it's so muddy. You have to bring like spelunking gear. I like just like 2 seconds, I'm already filthy. But I think it goes like up a little like ridge or something, and it does open up kind of down there. But it's so muddy. I think the water rises up high enough where it's just water always. In
Oh
there.
yeah, don't get caught in here in high tide. There's perfectly good water right here.
I know.
Why don't you rinse off your feet?
Try to get you a little stool.
You're a little stool. Clean enough. Now your shoes might be slippery, so watch your step.
I had the perfect skipping rack.
We'll see if that works.
Skipping stone. Water. One skip. Worth it.
Here comes a wave. Not really. Here comes a wave. Whee!
Do perfect up here. This is the skipping 3000.
I didn't even see it. You threw that so far away. Navigating our way through the stones before the tide gets too high. Now it's off to the beach. The actual beach.
Angela, your turn to climb the rock. It's probably about 25, 30 foot tall.
I know with that first initial bit.
Yeah, but you got that big, huge rock there. That's what I did.
Very sharp.
Go on the left side down here. Yeah, see, you've got plenty of hand. Yep. So try to like pull yourself left because you see all those like hand. Yep, just like that. Yep. Okay. Yep. Lock your feet in. Yep, and just keep going. Not scary. Like getting down might be an issue.
I just won't. I'll close my eyes. Come
The other side's easier. It's got like a big, huge rock next to it.
Oh, neat.
There you go.
Yay, I did it too. I'll just slide down.
See, it's got this like massive rock right there. So if you just get on that, I think you'll be fine. Oh yeah, that's not bad at all. That's like.
For you, it's like one body.
Yay! Jump it. Oh, you did.
I landed right on the tip of it.
Yay, back on the ground.
I'm pretty sure this belongs to something up there. Should I be concerned? I don't know. Walking the bottom of the pier. Here's a cool shell. It's bigger. It's very noisy. Check out that hotel! What? It's just built into the bottom of the ground. I guess everything's built that way. It's a pretty sturdy pier. I don't feel wiggling too much. It's very solid wood. That's how much the water's come up. And those poles are. I keep walking, boy.
What?
You're pretty deep out there. Run away! So after the beach, we finally were able to check into our hotel.
The Winchmore.
Winchmore. I kept wanting to say Witchmore. It was nice though.
Yeah, let's do that.
You need the key. Dungus. They have a kettle.
Wow, this is not bad price though.
No, for 100 pounds.
And bathroom.
That's the bathroom.
Yep. Oh, it's running.
Why is it running?
Oh, that's cool. It's one of those.
Did somebody just take a dump?
No, it's probably just broken. First zero entry
Yes.
in the whole trip.
If anything, we had to go down a level to get in through this door. Just trying to flip a Yui. Look at you. Driving like a pro.
Already in the correct lane.
And then we just
Go up the
heading
coast.
the coast.
Tour road.
£3.90. That's not bad at all.
How's it going? How far does this road go?
Goes right round, sir, to the other side. It's about 4.5 miles long,
Oh,
Okay.
and it's a one-way system until about half a mile from the end.
Oh, nice.
So there's no traffic coming down?
No,
Okay,
It'll
awesome.
be half a mile from the end. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
And we can see the ocean. Look there.
That's a beautiful view.
Oh, there's like trails. And ooh,
Is that old caves?
it's kind of like a cave.
Oh, people rock climbing.
Oh, interesting. See how slippery it is, because that might be hard to climb back up. I mean, it's pretty, but is it worth it?
This was a lot steeper than I originally thought when I went down, and it was kind of scary because if I had like started rolling or had slipped off, I would have gone straight into the water. And I'd say it's about probably a 100-foot drop to the water.
From the point where you're sitting on the edge.
Yeah, on the cliff. Down here, right on the ocean. I'd be almost tempted to look over the cliff, but I really don't want to die. Already, it's like, I don't know, 10 feet away from the edge. I'm not pushing it. But the view is truly 1 in a million, I think. That was awesome. I climbed down from up there on the road, got down here, and it was worth it. I'm not looking over though. Absolutely gorgeous. The water is beautiful. I love it down here. I love it in Wales.
You climb down, you're gonna have to climb up.
I look like a goat.
It's like you're standing straight up.
Give me that grass.
You made it. You made it. I wish that car had
Push.
a park space. You made it back up though.
How do I cover this thing?
You climbed. You climbed. God, look at that. Look at what we're gonna get to drive around.
It was so pretty with the birds flying right along with us. I feel like there's a word that can describe this and how pretty it is. Majestic doesn't even do it justice. So at this point we decided to pull over and climb the top of this little hill because there was an actual path. It's like the Hobbit trail. There's another trail going that way. It's a bit steep. It was a bit of a hike, but an easy one.
I think it took us about 5 minutes to get up top. But the view was well worth it.
For sure. Every view was well worth it. Where'd you go? So yes, like once again we run into the problem of way too much wind. And it got so much more windy up on top of this hill than it was down by the road. And we had a lot of dialogue that unfortunately you can't hear.
We definitely learned about that in the future. Our phones have like wind reduction or something automatically built in, so we didn't realize until we got home how much the camera mic was affected by the wind. That was just an amateur part on ours, and we do apologize for that.
Basically though, we're just saying how much we love this view and how amazing it was and how we've never seen a view like this before. Not with the ocean and the cliffs and everything.
Beautiful. It's absolutely wonderful.
I thought of the word. I thought of the word that describes where it is. No.
What?
Perfect.
Perfect.
It's perfect here.
So anyway, guys, we're gonna continue our little drive. It's a 4.5 mile right along the coast. I love how they have this set up, and we'll just continue taking some pictures and videos because
Soaking in the sun.
this is amazing.
As before mentioned, we've only been to the ocean a handful of times, so all of this was a new experience.
Which, as people will say, this is actually a sea, not an ocean.
I look so dumb frolicking down the hill.
You look like a hobbit.
I think I am part hobbit. And then I decided just to sprint the rest of the way down.
Which I was holding the camera, so there was no sprinting for me.
Yeah, but my skirt caught on something and I was really scared I ripped it, but it was fine. It's okay.
You can kind of see how steep that is.
Yeah. And the wind really died down. But I was not in the best shoes. Yeah, your shoes are slippery. Although mine don't have much of a tread either. I'm lucky because I'm short. I have a low center of gravity.
I'm really surprised that most people don't talk about Wales.
Yeah, it's definitely a hidden gem.
Because it's not just this, I think like this kind of goes all along the Welsh coast. I think it's similar looking.
Love how you can still hear the waves. At this point we discovered there were sheep and goats just free ranging all along this mountain.
They wouldn't let me get up and pet them though.
No, I think they were semi-wild. What are you doing?
Talking to them.
That's not what goats sound like.
Gotcha.
Oh, you just stepped in thistle.
I'm getting off. That's awful.
They were cute though.
Also, for those that might be wondering why we decided this town, we knew we were going to Snowdonia the next day, and this was kind of on the way.
It was the closest coastal town before we got into Snowdonia, pretty much. This is a good example of how windy it really was there.
That was me legit having struggles putting that on. So anyway, as you can imagine, all the audio that we did up here is completely gone.
And we kind of knew that at this point. We were just kind of wanting to show how windy it was.
We also want to show our excitement.
Yes, we actually had a lot of fun just playing in the wind.
We were screaming there, and the camera didn't pick it up at all.
You can't hear anything.
Also got chillier, which I think is why we put those on.
Yes, it did get really cold all of a sudden. But that also could have been because the sun was going down.
Overall, I think we spent about, what, 3 or 4 hours on that drive? We just kept stopping to enjoy the moment.
More sheep. These ones you actually tried to pet. You got pretty close too. You look like a giant compared to them.
I'm really not that tall.
There was a gap in the wall along the road, so we pulled over to see why. And there was like a partial foundation. Like I think a house used to be there. And we just couldn't get over of how epic that would be to actually have a house there with that view.
Yeah, we absolutely loved this area. This is probably one of the most scenic places that we went to in all of our trip. But just something about this area. And then I thought it was funny that so many people said this was like one of the worst areas to go to in Wales.
Which made me think, we got to see more of Wales.
It definitely took our breath away for sure.
And that wasn't just because the wind was so strong.
Absolutely loved this whole area. Not saying that I didn't love the other things that we saw on the trip, but this, like outdoors and stuff, this is definitely where I'm home at.
You belong there. To me, it was definitely the most scenic spot we went to the entire trip. More sheep or goats. It was hard to tell from that far away. So over the 4.5 mile drive, we stopped, I don't know, probably 10 times just to take in the scenery and explore a little bit.
I really love this area. Like you on the mountain, you look over and you see all the other mountains.
If you're ever in Wales and happen to make it to that town, you should definitely do this drive. It's well worth the money just to take the 4.5 mile drive around it.
Even though we only spent a day and a half in Wales, it definitely exceeded our expectations.
Well, that pretty much concludes our first day. We hope you guys enjoyed all the scenery along with us, because we absolutely did. Please remember to like and subscribe for more content, because we still have a few more days left in our trip and some really epic things happen.